Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Your favorite podcast, it's Critical Blast.
Hey, we want to shout out to our sponsors, Daytona Beach Comic Con. If you are a fan of comic books, if you're a fan of comic book conventions, and if you like meeting comic book creators and getting comics and comic-related stuff, then you need to make your plans to attend Daytona Beach Comic Con. This year's show is September 9th and 10th. Silverline will be there, so you should make your plans to be there too. We'll see you there. If you like comics and find yourself in the Orlando, Florida area, doesn't everyone come to Orlando at some point in time to see the House of Mouse? But when you're here, you need to make it a point to visit Coliseum of Comics, especially the one on East Colonial Drive. They carry Silverline comics, even a limited edition Coliseum of Comics version of our comics. So, when you go, be sure to ask for Silverline Comics and tell them we sent you. OCD stands for Orlando Collector Deviants. OCD, Steve and Trish. They're a family of geeks who promote geek things, particularly those around the Orlando, Florida area. They're big supporters of Silverline, and we think you should be supporters of theirs too. Go give them some love. If you are an independent comic book maker and you need to get your independent comics made, you need to look no further than Kablam Digital Printing. They print our books, and they do a bang-up job. They're not only trusted by Silverline, but many, many independent comic book makers. Head on over to Kablam.com and see for yourself just how easy it is to have your comic printed by them. And tell them Silverline sent you.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
And I'm Scott Wakefield, host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham, where we talk about comic books and all kinds of great storytelling, sometimes with incredible guests. And we want you to join us Wednesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you there.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline. Well, that ended fast, didn't it? Hello, everyone, and welcome to That Silverline Show on Tuesday.
Oh, sorry.
I almost got that wrong. I am not Tim TK. Tim TK is taking a much-needed vacation. He's probably, sipping a mint julep out on the beach somewhere, tanning his lily white belly.
I was going to say his pasty white legs.
That's right. So, and we hope that he is having a great time and will come back super refreshed. I have 2 more weeks to fill in for him before he returns. So
that's a heck of a vacation.
It is a heck of a vacation, right? Yeah. So yeah, we're happy that Tim is able to do that. Before we get too far, though. We have a Kickstarter going on, y'all.
Oh, we do.
And let's see if I can get it up a little.
Oh, that's awesome.
Enhance.
There we go.
Enhance.
Yeah, I have to shrink the screen so that it gets larger on my
like Minority Report.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there
Right.
we go. All right, there we go. Look at this. Guys, we launched this morning. So we launched this morning at about 7:15. So we haven't even been 24 hours yet. And we have crossed as someone in our chat group put, we crossed the 1/4 mark. We're at $1,000 and 40 backers. Thank you all 40 of you who have backed this so far.
Thank you.
You are amazing. I just can't wait to see what happens when I wake up in the morning, and it will have been a full 24 hours. So this
probably
is
jump to about 2 million, 3 million by then.
that would be nice, right? That would be nice. Yeah. So, so if you're one of the ones who've got this bookmarked, we ask that you get on over there and consider going ahead and pledging and helping get us up to that goal. We have already been talking behind the scenes about some stretch goals. So hopefully we'll be able to get those announced. We don't like to announce them too early because sometimes that, makes it look a little presumptuous of us. And we don't want to be presumptuous, but we do want to hope and anticipate that we're going to have that. So all kind of cool stuff. I got a video from Tommy today with the Beyond the Stars foil version, and I don't have a good picture of it. I haven't gotten the okay from him to show that video yet. So the foil versions are going to look very cool. Of course, they're going to be.
I'm super stoked for that.
Yeah, they're going to be the Kickstarter exclusive versions, which I don't have an images up there yet because I literally don't have images. So, so yeah, whether you want digital or whether you want physical, it's all here for you. If you're here for Beyond the Stars, you can back that one. If you're here for Steam Patriots, you can back that one. And clearly,
double back that one.
We hope that double back it. We hope that you will back them both, because we believe and we know that these are fantastic books and you're going to love them. Also, you got some T-shirts.
That's amazing.
Yes, we have been real happy. We have been very, very happy with our T-shirts. I wore my Divinity T-shirt this past weekend at
yes, you did.
At Olo. Yep. And we've been very, very happy with their T-shirts. So we're coming up with something, by the way, guys. So for all you fans out there, we're going to come up with something so that if we can catch you wearing one of our shirts at a show, we might have to do something special for you. We're cooking that up. We're working on it. So if you're sitting there thinking, I'd kind of like to have one, you might as well jump on it. So
we have people coming up with posters.
We have
weekend. People coming up with posters this weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is nice to see. And of course the back issues, right? If you're like, hey, I just discovered this whole Silverline thing, you can get all kind of back issues here. You can get the entire run. I'm thinking I probably ought to come up with some special price each time to say, hey, here's the special price if you want to get all of them, right? So yeah. So we got our guest here. So jump on over to the Kickstarter and back our Kickstarter. Tonight we got somebody special joining us tonight. What's up, Vic? Vic, you're muted.
Oh, someone was walking by on the phone.
All right, so let me get some voices down here for the future podcast here. So I am Roland. I am filling in for Tim, who is on vacation. I am joined by Jose Fuentes. Jose, say hello.
Hello. Good evening.
and we have another special guest with us tonight. Normally a whammer, Rory Boyle.
Just coming here to keep you guys in line.
Well, we need to be kept in line.
I was gonna say sometimes.
Rory, I am saying that beard
it's getting so big it's off screen and I can't correct for it.
I'm gonna start doing duck calls.
Yeah, I know. They're tying it up Viking style or something.
Right? Yeah, me too. Oh wait.
Oh. Where's John Martin when you need him?
Not really coming in.
Hey Vic, that's a sweet poster you got behind on your door there. Check out that poster, guys.
Give me a second.
Y'all recognize it, don't you?
I know that poster.
Yes, you do. Oh, look at that.
Oh my.
Was there a Steam Patriots one that I got?
I don't know the answer to that. Oh,
I know that one. I hate that.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Fry Rush, yep.
I lost my bracelet.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, actually, we're getting to the bottom of the barrel for that one.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, we really are. Yep. We looked at ordering some more, but they have more than doubled in the price since we got.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so we're like, let's hold on just a minute before we do that.
Yeah.
I wear
Where's
mine
that,
pretty
where's
much
that
all
Black Friday sale?
Well, oh, dudes, I got to show you all this. All right. Oh, so y'all know what Sticker Mule is?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
That's where my daughter sends her artwork in, and she makes stickers.
Oh man, listen. I follow Sticker Mule, and I am a sucker for their sales. Okay, are you ready for this? All right,
Let's see the hot sauce.
check this out.
Oh.
This is a bag.
Oh wow.
What?
Right?
That's cool.
So cool. This is I got, all right. It's no secret. I got 50 of these for $9.
Excellent.
That's
Excellent.
cool.
Right? It's like, oh my gosh. So again, it's just a little polymer bag. We're thinking if we can sell some t-shirts or something like that, we'll stick those things in there and send those off. So yeah, I'm really excited. We didn't have an immediate need for them. I will just tell you that. But when I saw, wait, I can get 50 bags for $9. Yeah,
I mean,
I went ahead.
not immediate need, but you could throw comics in there, right? It's big enough to put a comic in. A couple.
They
comics.
are. They absolutely are. My only fear about because they're not. They're just polymer, right? They're floppy, and so I wouldn't want to put a comic in there without some kind of other backing or something like that.
So
But yeah,
you can
absolutely.
control it at home.
So
Yeah.
is it like silver and red? Is that the color scheme there?
No, so that's just actually the flap, right? So the flap would fold over like that.
So like that's the Divinity cover. It's like light blue.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So-
If it was silver red, I was going to get the Back for the Future vibes for the almanac.
Yeah. No, this is actually the ad that was in the comics buyer's guide last year. That, designed by Mike Belcher. So yeah, so if you are a regular buyer of the comic buyer's guide, the big price guide, that is in there. So you guys should look that up. It looks very cool. What did I do with mine? I've got mine around here. So
I have never bought one of those.
I used to buy them every other year. I guess I left mine in the living room.
The buyer's guide? I mean, I think I have it.
Yeah, I used to buy one every year.
I remember I used to buy Overstreet like every so often.
Yeah. Joe Ball says, "What's up? What's up, Joe? Glad of you to stop by and say hello to us. Tonight we're going to be talking about animal-based heroes." So
that one perplexed me all week, just so you know.
You're talking like animals?
Because I wasn't sure if it was heroes that like their name, their monikers like animals, or animals that were heroes.
So
right,
so like anthropomorphized.
Right.
So I don't know that there's any. I mean, come on, this is a Silverline. I don't know that we have any particular rules. I would say that we could talk about all of them, right? I mean, is there? I mean, Batman, right? Batman is. I mean, clearly a bat is an animal, but is there a difference between say Batman and say Black Panther?
Batman's better.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna say it. Superpowers beats. He knows all the same basics, martial arts that are actually affected. There's like 12 versus Batman knows 104 without any powers. Just a hand-to-hand fight.
So who are you saying is better, Batman or Black Panther?
Black Panther.
Okay, hear me out. Black Panther is an entirely different universe, and Batman has already figured out how to beat him. Batman is like the DC Comics Chuck Norris.
He's already figured out how to beat him.
Who's Chuck Norris?
So let's talk about who's Chuck Norris. Yeah. So let's talk about
that hurts me a little bit.
Yeah, that ages you.
A little bit.
Yeah, it does, right? So let's talk about before we get too deep there. Is there a difference between, say, someone who is? I'm trying to think of someone who is actually an animal. Can we think of an animal?
Hawkman.
Hawkman's just a man with a hawk suit.
Is he? Oh, I thought there was the one
Somebody
where
who was an actual animal. There's was it
Like
the Beast.
the Beast. Okay,
Beast
so
is
hold
an
on.
animal.
Which animal is the Beast?
He's wholly unique to himself.
He's a fuzzy
there's-
gorilla.
Yeah. Hmm.
there's Sauron. I mean, Sauron's a bad guy, but there's
Okay,
Sauron,
yeah, good.
right?
I like Sauron. Yeah, good one.
There's
Lady Hawk.
Lady
There's-
Hawk.
The movie.
There's this. You know who Butch Burcham is? There's this comic he did called Doberman.
I don't.
Doberman?
Yeah, like a dog, right? Doberman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's weird.
There's one called. There's one also called Stray, an independent comic.
Crap, now I
Yeah.
gotta think now.
So who
Squirrel
else? Who
Girl.
else? Who? Swamp Girl?
Well, yeah.
Squirrel
she's
Girl.
got
Squirrel Girl. Yeah, she's got a big squirrel tail.
there's Rocket. I mean, if you want, there's Rocket.
Oh, that's a good one. Rocket. Yeah.
And, Cosmo. Cosmo's also part of that
Mhm.
whole
Does Cosmo
Guardians of the
speak
Galaxy.
now?
Yeah, Cosmo spoke all the time.
I don't remember Cosmo speaking, but I didn't read a whole lot of Cosmo.
Mighty
I
Mouse.
Mighty Mouse is a good one. Yeah.
Mighty
yeah.
Mouse,
Fantastic.
Darkwing Duck,
Hey,
Yep.
there we go. Gargoyles. Does gargoyles count?
Gargoyles.
Would,
I mean,
Would
not
the rest
They're not really an animal, are they?
Yeah, well, why not?
What kind of animal is it?
It's a
a
gargoyle.
gargoyle.
Yeah.
No, there's no such animal as a gargoyle.
How do you know that? Have you seen all these statues of gargoyles?
I would say that might be
what are they referencing?
a demon. Maybe.
So I remember watching. Was it the second or third Gremlins? And the one went out of a window, landed on top of the building, and became a statue. This thing.
Oh, yeah.
So gremlins,
Yeah.
I think, could be an
Mogwai.
alien animal,
Yeah.
Tribbles.
right?
Tribbles going wrong.
Epion 2K4 says, "Hi guys, what's up, Epion? Glad of you to swing by and say hello to us. We're talking about animal-based heroes tonight."
Do you remember like Thresher from Malibu? I can't remember if he was like actually a shark or not.
Oh, check it out.
Who were the
It's
Shark
Dave
Brothers
Rios.
cartoons?
Dave, what's up, guys? What you don't know probably is Dave, and I gotta figure out a way to crack a whip. Dave is coloring the Demon's Tales story that Paul Pelletier drew, and it is looking awesome. It's going to be one of our remix books.
Nice.
Yeah, Dave's also former Malibu colorist. So he goes back years and years ago. Not suggesting that Dave is old. That's not what I'm saying.
Not entirely.
He's
Not that we say out loud.
He's joining us from Twitch tonight. So
Lovely.
that's why I didn't recognize the name there.
Oh, gotcha.
he's
Shark
what
Brothers.
Did, Scott call him? Venerable.
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 He says it's not showing on Facebook tonight. That's he said. Normally he joins on Facebook, but somehow it's not showing. So I don't know why it's not showing on Facebook.
I blamed him.
Except that it looks like we didn't select Facebook as one of our streaming. We left it off. Why did we leave it off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I wonder if I can add it to Facebook here.
Would
someone told me-
Thundercats count?
Wondercats?
Thundercats.
Thundercats. I mean, they're alien, but they
Whoa,
are
whoa.
like feline.
Feline, yeah. But they're anthropomorphized, so
Yeah.
they're
Here,
not true.
I'll look it up.
I don't know why. It's ding ding. Yeah, okay. So I don't know why it's not showing on Facebook for us. It is on Facebook for comic related madness. Dave, if you prefer that platform, you can go over there and join that group, and you'll find it there. So let's talk about characters that first two things. All right. So let's talk about characters that first have they not only have the names, but they actually have the powers of the animals. When
White Tiger.
when Vic saw the title, one of the things he came up with, of course, was cat and mouse. And the thing about cat and mouse, and we'll talk about those kind in a minute, is they don't really have the powers of a cat or a mouse, right? Yeah. So let's first talk about those characters, and they can be villains too, if you want to talk about the characters that are based on animals, but have those powers of the animal.
Wolverine,
clearly the first and the most popular, right?
Yep. But I'd like to make the connection that the Wolverine and the Badger are in the same family, and the Honey Badger just don't give a shit. So, perfect.
Isn't there a Honey Badger in
Honey Badger's not an actual...
No. I'm just saying in the natural world they're in the same family, and that there's always that meme in that video. Honey Badger don't give a... Right. It gets bit by a poisonous snake and just lays down for a nap and gets up and it's fine.
Aren't ferrets in the same family?
Wolverine and badgers are in the same family.
You have a red badger?
A red badger? No, I've never seen.
Have you ever read it? Yeah.
Oh
like
no.
Baron.
Yeah, good stuff.
Red badger. Okay.
It's wacky though. I will tell you this. One of the things about
only we could live in peace.
One of the things that, particularly the early Badger stuff, Badger was one of the greatest pitches for Badger was an insane character. No. He was a sane character in an insane world. So everybody around him was insane, but Badger was the sane one. But you would think, if reading it, it's the opposite way around.
Right.
A lot of times I read Badger, but it was a very enjoyable book in the 1980s. Dave says we'll have to join your stream sometime. I know you asked last week. Yes, I did, Dave, and the invite is still open there for you. So Mike Barron did The Badger, which is of course based off of an animal.
Right.
I kind of classified Badger as a Wolverine ripoff.
I mean, there's possibly some truth to that because Wolverine was around first. Badger, I don't know the answers to when Mike created the Badger, but the Badger did not get it started until a few years after. Badger was a early 80s. I want to say Badger came out in 83. Wolverine probably came out in about 79. When was Wolverine created? Anybody know?
What's that issue of the Hulk? There goes whatever that was.
I typed in Wolverine created date 1883. Yeah, for some reason I don't think that's right.
That like flashback beginning to that one movie was
1974.
70.
Incredible Hulk 181.
Okay.
First appearance.
Yeah, he wasn't really developed then, fully developed. He didn't really get developed until
Giant Size
X-Men #1. Published date. And I want to say that was around 79. But I don't remember. 75. Holy crap. Okay, so never mind.
I was born.
So yeah, I want to say, and the Badger was around, I know, in the early 80s, because it was with the Capitol at first. Here we go. Dave's answers 180, 182. So there you go.
That is 4 of me ago.
Now you're really going to make Jose feel old.
Too late.
So what about a character like Hawkman? Hawkman has powers, right?
Yeah,
But does he have the powers of a Hawk?
Superior vision, flight.
I mean, the nth metal in his armor and his wings allow him to fly, but I'm not sure if that's he doesn't have any powers per se, right?
Because so he doesn't have like superior vision of a Hawk, does he?
Mm-hmm.
Or does he? Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah,
Doesn't have strength either, right?
not that I'm aware of.
Just flight.
Just flight and a big mace.
Yeah. Well, after
It seemed very unaerodynamic.
he had his mace or whatever. You know, because back in like was it Silver Age, it was a mace. Like he had a ball with the spikes on it and everything.
Which is very
And
cool.
right, and was it Shiara had a spear, like almost like a halberd, right? And on New 52, it became this weapon that could like morph into like a sword or an axe or the mace, so, or
Much
even a
more
shield. Yeah, he morphed it into a shield at one point, which I think that's what they implemented in the Black Adam movie, was that it can morph into other stuff.
I feel like it just makes sense to just give him a spear, like
because it's what? Why?
Well,
Because it's more aerodynamic.
yeah.
So I think he should have just throughout every history of reincarnation just kept a Kopish.
And what is that?
Kopish is the curved blade, right? It's got the handle and it curves like this, and it's got
Oh.
the
Like a
edge on
scythe.
the outside.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I got you. Okay.
Only the edge is on the outside. It's an Egyptian weapon.
Yeah, good for
Wouldn't
horsemen.
And
that
seeing as
be-
how he was from Egypt originally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that would have been cool. But yeah, Shiara had this like just big long spear, but I thought it looked better for her just because like her helmet design originally was like this flat, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was weird, almost like it flattened and the wings were kind of off to the side. But like when I think it was at the 80s and whatnot, when they started like making her wings like her ears like or feathers all super pointy, it looked
Yeah.
really sleek with the spear.
The original Hawkman like mask was hilarious.
Yeah, that was flat. Like it was a different kind of flat, but like yeah,
So-
ours original helmet was like it didn't have like the wings on the side. It almost looked like it was almost looked like a big bun. Like Princess Leia from like Return of the Jedi had the braid across like that. It kind of looked like that.
Yeah. Facebook user, I don't know who that is. Facebook user says, "What's going on, y'all? What's going on,
Hello.
Facebook
Hello.
user?"
Facebook user.
I think this happened to us last time, didn't we? We got somebody that it just says Facebook user, and we weren't able to. I don't know why it's doing that. Don't know why it comes across. Why it does not register the name there. I can't answer that.
Might just be someone who got the link on a different site or something.
I mean, that's cool. That
No.
means the link's getting out there.
Welcome, Facebook user. We appreciate you
Right?
tuning in. We would normally call you by name or by your whatever pops up there, but we don't know who you are. So, all right. So let's see what else. Who else?
The penguin.
Penguin.
He waddles around.
He does waddle.
Right.
So
Nor-
That's all penguins can do.
what are the powers of a penguin?
Waddling.
They look amazing.
Quacking.
Yeah. Always dressed the best.
Right?
Having a fat belly.
Yeah.
Could slide around, right?
Did the penguin swim?
Did he what?
Did the penguin swim at all? The character?
I'm sure he's
I
ended up in the
mean-
drink a few times before.
If you watch the Batman movie, the penguins carried dead penguin into the water. Does that count?
Yeah.
They did, didn't they?
That was the weirdest scene.
Almost like that was rejuvenating him.
That was one of the weirdest movies.
That was a weird
Well,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I should have watched that.
Put it on the list.
Yeah, you probably
Big,
should.
you need an 11 by 17 paper, right? Single space lined, and just write down everything. that we say.
Right. Everything you watch.
You're gonna
Yeah.
fill both sides, buddy.
So the penguin is
Use your Ames ruler, your Ames guide.
So
Saber
what about Mockingbird? Y'all remember Mockingbird?
No.
Mockingbird has not. I guess just a name. I think for her, she doesn't have any.
Oh, you know
powers,
what?
like-
I'm thinking of Black Canary. Mockingbird
Black
was
Canary.
Hawkeye's
Yeah.
girlfriend. Black Canary has what?
She has her sonic scream.
The Sonic thing.
Did she have that? I don't remember she had that when she was back in the day with Justice Society and whatnot. Because I remember her daughter having it, and her daughter like being like cryogenically frozen because she couldn't control it, and she got sent to the future, and they created this little necklace thing to help her focus it. I'm
And
full of a
people act
lot of
like
stupid
indie
DC comics. So,
And
just so you
people
know.
act like indie books are overly everything.
Are.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest with you, what her powers were.
Because I just thought she was just like hardcore, like martial artist. What was it, judo, and there's another one that she knew.
Well,
I don't remember what it is. The one where she flips everyone.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so
oh, Taekwondo.
That
Right?
might be it. I'm not sure. But I know that she was more like street level, not so much any powers of any sort. And then after Crisis, I think they kind of merged her and her daughter together into just being the one person, Black Canary with the voice. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. If I'm wrong, I blame Tim.
yeah, I don't know the answer to that. You could be right. Actually, Google it. What about? Oh shoot, I didn't even think about this one. Wolfsbane from the New Mutants.
Wolfsbane.
Mm.
Yep.
Did anyone actually read the New Mutants before LIFO?
Yeah. New
read
Mutants. What do you mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody
What was
read
it
it
the
before
Fallen Angel storyline? They had was a Demon Bear storyline with Bill Sienkiewicz that did the art for it and whatnot.
which is the reason so many people started buying it to begin with, is because
That's true. Yeah.
Sienkiewicz did all those gorgeous covers.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't. Actually, he did artwork for the interiors too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Demon Bear storyline, he did.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if he did it past that, but I know that he did the art for the Demon Bear storyline.
Wait.
Yeah, that was the only reason I bought the New Mutants initially, was because of Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yeah.
I actually cheated and went to wiki. I went to Google and went to look for animal-based superheroes with animal-based.
Doesn't the ferret have a decent healing factor? Is that a thing?
Ferret's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, Ferret is a good one. Ferret had some healing factors, a bit like Wolverine. Had some healing factors.
Malibu Ferret. Centaur Ferret is very different. He's flying and crap. He's a cop. I tried reading him.
Yeah, the Ferret was very much a martial art kind of street level fighter. So you could kind of say he had the ferocity of a ferret, but he did have some of that, some kind of the regenerative ability as well.
I've never encountered a ferocious ferret before,
Oh, out in the wild? Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, because you probably only ever met pets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I could just kick it and it'd be dealt with.
But they're pretty quick and they come in packs.
Yeah.
What about the Crow?
Ooh.
What about Sting?
You're talking about was it Eric
Lee?
or gosh dang it, J.O. Barr's
yeah, the Crow.
So the Crow, he didn't necessarily get powers and whatnot like that, but the Crow is supposed to be the gatekeeper between Earth and the afterlife, right? So the gatekeeper is what brings him back. Although interestingly enough, if you actually read the comic compared to the movies, the comic, he went through a lot of emotional issues in it. If you watch the movie with Brandon Lee and whatnot, you see his arms all duct tape up, right? Well, in the comic book, the reason why that is because he actually took a knife and just started cutting the crap out of his wrist, right, while doing a dance and whatnot. You know what I mean? It's his way of of processing through the anger and everything of what he went through with his girlfriend dying. And then he duct taped his wrist to keep it all together. He didn't actually have a healing factor. You know what I mean? Like he did in the movies. In the comic book, he got riddled and shot and whatnot. The wounds were still there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the duct tape across his chest and whatnot, that was to keep everything in.
Yeah.
I got one for you.
Tarantula.
That's not even from Marvel. That's from Atlas.
Yeah, that's the Atlas book. All right. So I think I'm gonna call a timeout on that one because tarantula is an insect, right?
Mm.
So
Semantics.
because clearly Spider-Man was one of the first ones that I thought of, but I'm like, wait, Spider-Man is not technically an animal; it's an insect.
I thought
Right.
about Spider-Man. I just hate him.
Yeah.
So
So I'm going to tell you to hold off on the tarantula, and we'll do one later that has insects, because I did think about Spider-Man, and Spider-Man has a villain tarantula as well.
But if we want to get nitpicky,
Yeah.
insects technically are animals.
I guess they're in the animal kingdom,
Yeah.
but
there's
Kingdom
Spider-Man also has
animal.
Puma.
what's that?
Puma? You say Puma?
Puma?
Yeah, Spider-Man has a Native American villain slash guest hero every so, depending on what the situation is, called Puma.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's like this Native American dude, and like he was able to just like shift his form to be like a anthropomorphic Puma.
Puma-esque.
Puma-esque
Yeah.
indeed.
Spider-Man also has the white tiger.
Mm.
Yeah.
Doc Ock.
Yeah, that's what Vic said. Vic said earlier.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
No one listens.
No one listens to Vic.
Scorpion. Vulture. All the Spider-Man ones.
Vulture's a good one.
Scorpion's a bug.
Vulture's a bird. Yeah, that's a good one. So does the vulture have vulture powers?
I
You
mean,
could
he's
fly and
bald.
get a giant Nas.
Yeah. As
He
vulture
flies.
as you can get.
Right?
Dr. Octopus got eight appendages. Super smart.
Right. I think Vulture, like anytime you draw him, I know they did like younger Vulture in the 90s and whatnot. They made him a younger looking
Mhm.
dude with more armor, or on the cartoon, right? There's one of the cartoons he's like that.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Vulture should look like an old guy with liver spots on his head and just a
Yeah.
honker of a nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
like anytime I think I've drawn the Vulture like 3 or 4 times, and every time I draw him, he's got to have that honking nose,
Yeah.
like that hook nose.
Well, and there are some that that have the classic look. It's like I know Samuel Jackson is an amazing actor, and I think he's fantastic. But my Sergeant Fury, Nick Fury,
Yep.
is an old grizzled World War II vet that smokes a cigar,
Mhm.
right?
No, they can't have a cigar now.
No, they won't let them. Marvel won't let them do cigars, which is kind of a shame because it's a cool,
It's a good
cool
aesthetic.
look. Yeah.
What about Hawkman's godson from Infinity Inc.? I can't remember his name.
I
Say
don't
that one more time.
His
Mhm.
godson, Hawkman's godson.
What?
Give me a minute. From Infinity Inc. It's this new
Squirrel.
line. Single kid. I know it's the dude with the brown dude. He's got like a brown feather and whatnot. What is his name? Actually like Infinity Inc. I think Infinity Inc. was great.
Do they have a new one, or is it like you talking about the old
No,
from
he's
1980s?
talking about the old one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I got most of those. Yeah.
The only purpose of me buying this was young Nick Farland.
Oh yeah. Todd McFarlane did some early Infinity. I forgot about that.
He actually had like a massive run in, and it is
Northwind, was it the dude with the feathers? Right, Northwind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to look that one up. I remember who he was. I remember what he looked like. I couldn't remember his name. But I actually like Jade and Obsidian because they were brother and sister, and Jade had like basically the same powers as the Green Lantern. Only
We aren't going to get to talk about any of the best characters.
Silver Scarab.
Any of the Beatles at Silverline or anywhere. Can't talk about those.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do an insect one. Yeah, all right. So let me pose something to you guys. All right. So clearly, cat and mouse came up because these are both characters that have animal names. they don't have the respective abilities of a cat or a mouse. Batman does not have the abilities of a bat. Mockingbird from the Avengers does not have the abilities of a mockingbird. A lot of these characters with animal names do not have the ability that their respective names have. So one question I might have is why not? Right? Why don't they have those abilities? They tend to be based on animals, and their ability tends to be they're super agile and fast.
Right.
Like Jaguar, like again the Black Panther. In my world, Black Panther doesn't have superpowers. He's a dude in a costume. Yeah.
Remember, that's not the real Black Panther. Real Black Panther was also Centaur.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Black Panther was what?
He made one appearance, and it was a white guy in this hideous suit.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Just full on pecs out with a little thing on his shoulders and a mask.
That's funny. So I guess my contention first, would you guys agree with me that's tends to be the case?
Yeah.
So my question would be, why not?
It's more of an aesthetic thing, right? You want to strike fear into the hearts of your enemies.
So does you think Mouse strikes fear into the hearts of their enemies?
It's small but mighty, right?
Mighty Mouse does.
Mighty Mouse, yeah.
Yeah, but that goes back to Mighty Mouse is an actual mouse, where Mouse from Cat and Mouse is she's a girl in a costume.
Mouse looks emo, so I feel like that strikes fear into people.
Right, yeah. But that's what it is. Don't want to go near.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to My Chemical Romance. Don't hurt me.
So Roy, you contend then that like Batman, it's they take on the name in order to strike fear into the hearts
or try to get a point across, or all the good names were taken.
Yeah, I think maybe Cat and Mouse because Hawk and Dove was used already.
Oh, Hawk and Dove, I forgot about them.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Hawk and Dove got weird during New 52 as well because the first was like, I mean, as far as I know, they didn't really have powers either. Just one was super strong, or not super strong, but Hank was strong, and then
one could fly.
Yeah, Don, and then like after New 52, all of a sudden they're like when Rob Liefeld wrote Hawk and Dove after New 52 or during New 52, he's like, oh, now it's not even just the Hawk and Dove like spirit or whatever in the that they have. Then it's like Osprey and Crane, and all of a sudden there's all these other versions. I'm like, okay, dude, you have just created a whole like universe.
Why can't Hawk and Dove just be two warring brothers? One's a pacifist who.
They were. I'm pretty sure originally they were.
Yeah.
They didn't have any powers at all.
Yeah. I'm doing it my way. I'm going to subdue him. He got this crap kicked out of him because Ditko didn't like that.
Right. So
and then he pulled
Hank,
a sweater.
who is Hawk, Hank used to be a football player and just would beat the crap out of everybody. Like he was the brawler, right? And Dove was Don. He was the one who's like, yo, you need to stop. You know what I mean? That's too far. Don't go any further than that. But like then all of a sudden they were communing with like, is it Dove can talk to the dead and stuff like that. It was really weird.
That is weird.
Well, they gave it to Liefeld, so
no, that was before Liefeld. I mean, Liefeld just created like I said, Osprey and Emu or whatever, like a bunch of other bird.
No,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure Liefeld wrote that, didn't he? Or he just do the artwork for it?
He only did the artwork for
the artwork for the original one, but I don't know.
The original one was Ditko, right?
I'm thinking of the one in the 80s. Clearly.
Yeah.
So
he ditched Ulbrich to do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. 88. Carl Kessel. Carl and Barbara Kessel.
Yeah.
You know a
88.
character that works now that I'm thinking of Liefeld Cougar.
I don't know. That's one of his characters from Youngblood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know those that well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Funny enough, being a teenager in the '90s and whatnot, I actually wasn't like heavy into Image stuff. Like, not really.
Really?
Yeah, I like the
So-
paradigm between Witchblade and Ian Nottingham, but that's really about it.
So that's kind of, if you were a teenager in the 90s, and that's a little bit where that's a little odd because Image was all the rage
Yeah.
for a lot of the teenagers at that
Yeah,
time.
I'm pretty like all the way from like through junior high and high school. Like in junior high, like I was reading what comics when I was younger, and then I stopped because just we moved around. I lost a lot of stuff growing up, and I never read comics again until junior high when we had testing, and I didn't bring anything to do. I forgot other than my pencil for the class. I didn't bring any extra paper, nothing, so I couldn't even draw. And one of the kids next to me let me read some of his comics, and he had Batman Detective Comics Mudpack storyline, and that was my reintroduction back into Detective Comics. I've pretty much been collecting Detective Comics ever since.
Wow.
But yeah, like that brought me back into comics. So after that, it was like after Crisis happened, and then in high school, Hyper Time was going through. But during Hyper Time, I actually was going back and reading all the DC presents Who's Who of the DC universe, right? Where it wasn't a story; it was just a book, like a comic book format encyclopedia of every character and their powers and whether they died or how they died and stuff like that. Like I have almost all of them, and then I lost them all, and then I won them again in a raffle. Like someone put a bunch of them in a like an Easter basket raffle before I went to art school, and I won them all. And then a friend of mine bought me the Marvel ones, the Marvel Encyclopedia ones. So like my reading of comics, the reason why I know a stupid amount of DC history is because I spent so much time reading those. And it's like, oh, I didn't know this character. Let me go back and find out about that character. You know what I mean? So like, I know I am not the guy who can tell you, oh yeah, this happened in Superman issue, blah, 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 blah. But if you tell me what happened in the story, in the issue, like, oh, remember because Lois Lane fell off a building? Oh yeah, I remember that. Superman came running by, but he was in England or something. Yeah, I can tell you the storyline. I just couldn't tell you the number.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in a similar situation, not being into the comics that are popular right now, because let's be honest, everyone's crazy for manga for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, let's barely draw faces, give them big eyes, and boom, it's perfect, perfection. It's black and white, but we can't deal with American comics in black and white. That's lazy.
Spirit?
Yeah, I know the Spirit. You picked up a great one.
Best 8 books I ever spent.
Vic, you look like you're like 16, but
he
you
is
keep talking like you're 40.
I know, right?
Almost sounded like Howard there for a second.
The funny thing about it is, Vic just turned 16.
Oh, nice.
Vic knows more about comics than any 16-year-old I have
Wow.
met.
Yeah, this is true.
I blame cartoonist kayfabe.
Pop said, "Hey, yo, who let the tadpole in?" Hey, Pops. Yeah, so that's the funny thing about it is because when Vic and I swapped some messages and he knew so much about Malibu Comics, and then I found out how old he was, and I'm like, how the heck do you know so much about Malibu? Those guys came and went before you even
right
with your mom and dad, but you know so much about it. It's like, holy mackerel. He even sent me a picture today. He picked up just a random fill-in that I did for the Ultraverse. I'm like, where in the world did you find that book?
Crap, I can't find it. I just have stacks on my table at this point. So,
long boxes, my guy. You need your place needs to look like Roland.
Hard. Give me a second.
Pop said, Tadpole is a huge supporter of what you do, Roland. Oh, Pops, thank
Heck
you.
yeah.
Yeah, we Vic has been coming around our streams, I guess, a couple of months now. So, and to my knowledge, Vic, I think, makes every single stream we do, don't you, Vic?
Pretty close. Yeah, I think so.
When
Yeah,
I,
except for like when you fall asleep. I got a note from him the other day. Oh man, I fell asleep and missed the stream.
I can't
Or we
find
put
that,
him to
but I
sleep.
can find Howard Shakin or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Rivera. That was weird.
yeah. Bravura was an interesting thing. It was interesting, but I liked it because I got to meet a bunch of those guys when they came in and out of the office. You know, so
That's
they
awesome.
didn't do
You
anything.
got to meet Gil Kane. Please tell me you met Gil.
I did not get to meet Gil Kane. No, I unfortunately I did not. One of my a couple of regrets in comics that I have folks I didn't get to meet, but he was one I did not get to meet. No,
Yeah, one of mine was Michael Turner.
Michael Turner. Yeah. I met Michael
I was
Turner.
I was at Wizard World Chicago, and I was gonna get in line to you know what I mean, get a comic book signed at the time, and I actually got nervous, and
Oh, no.
I walked away, and my wife is like, "Oh, I'll stand here, I'll get a sign for you." It's like, "All right, wife, I'm gonna go over here, do something else," and like that same year he passed away.
Oh
I was like,
man.
no.
Same
Oh.
story happened with me and George Perez.
Oh
It was
man.
nothing. I've talked about this. I knew who he was. I didn't have anything he's ever done, but now I got old Ultra Forces and
Right.
a few
So-
issues of Titans and Masters of Kung Fu with Sons of Tiger, which
Well, yeah,
I think
yeah.
is the precursor to White Tiger. with
White
the
Tiger.
kid.
Yeah. That was some of the very first White Tiger I saw. The ones drawn by George.
So I have one memory with George Perez, and it was again at Wizard World Chicago, and I never got anything signed by him or anything like that. But I have one memory, and me and my friend went to a comic book artist after party, right? And we're like, hey, we're comic artists, you know what I mean?
Sure.
We've worked on stuff, so like nothing, our own junk, you know what I mean? But why not? So we went to the party, and we showed up late. People were already drinking, and George Perez was tanked. And him and it wasn't Chris Claremont. It was I can't remember who it was. One of the guys with the beards, one of the older guys
With the beards.
we're like, hey, can we take a picture of you? And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. So George Perez came on one side of him, and I'm sitting there taking the picture, and I don't remember who the other one was on the other side. But as soon as I was ready to snap the photo, George Perez leans in and just slaps his kiss on his cheek, and I got a picture of it. I'm like, holy crap! Like, dude, Perez just kissed you in the face. I have no clue where that picture is, but I have that memory.
So I got a good funny George Perez memory too. So I've known George since look at that Trump's. I've known George since the 90s. I mean, I personally known him when he did.
Didn't you bring him into Malibu?
Actually, I called George. I think I offered him the first Ultra Malibu stuff that he did. Yeah, because he did the wraparound cover for Genesis, which features Cat and Mouse on it. He did the wraparound cover for Genesis before he actually did any of the other stuff. So anyway, we were doing a free comic book day over at Smash Comics in Sanford, and there was another artist there by the name of Gambit. Okay, Gambit is also a Puerto Rican guy, and he had his wife was a very how shall I say, a very voluptuous cosplayer, right? And so, but apparently Gambit and Perez had already kind of known each other. And at the end of the day, they were getting ready to leave. And I'm still kind of sitting there kind of packing up. Now, Gambit and I had kind of, before we had kind of become friends. So I kind of knew him. Not great, but I kind of knew him. And so seeing him there was like, hey, Gambit, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. But as they were getting ready to leave, so George Perez lays just a big lip-to-lip smack on his wife, right? And of course, I'm like, looking at that, and Gambit is just sitting there, and then he turns around and lays a lip-to-lip kiss on Gambit, And I'm like, so Gambit and I were talking later, right? And of course, I'm from Mississippi.
I can't
Strangest
find
thing I've ever
that.
seen, So I'm talking to Gambit later, and I was like, dude, I got to ask, please forgive me if I'm being too personal, but I got to ask. I didn't think that was, I thought Puerto Ricans were very good. Dude, I have no idea where that came from. He's like, he kissed my wife, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, okay, you kissed my wife. And then the next thing I know, he's grabbing me by the face, and he's kissing me on the lips, too. And he goes, I have no idea where that came from. Because but it was George Perez. What was I going to say? But it was very funny. Yeah, because he was like, no, clearly that's that is not a Puerto Rican thing.
No. When I lived down there, like a kiss on the cheek or something. That was it.
That's an Italian thing, right?
Yeah, it was very funny.
And Richie's gonna get offended.
Okay. Any more animal based heroes we want
to?
So
the Rescuer, Airman,
Airman's a good one, yeah. So is it? Do we care as readers if characters that have animal names don't have those powers? Do we care that cat and mouse don't have the powers of a cat or a mouse?
But what powers does a cat or mouse have?
I mean, both have the ability to escape danger.
Yeah.
There's a little cat and mouse for you.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, you go. Yeah. That's
agility.
Yeah.
Claws.
So for those who don't know Cat and Mouse, who have not read Cat and Mouse are, everyone knows Batman. So, Batman has no superpowers. He's just
rich and smart.
A highly trained man, rich man with a lot of toys, a lot of gadgets.
Right.
Cat and Mouse are similar in that they are they're not there yet, but they will become highly trained and highly skilled, highly athletic. But they do not have, Cat does not have the abilities to hear, things that cats hear, and Mouse does not have the ability to sneak into little, small, tiny spaces. Although I will say this, I try to work in little things like this. Like Cat doesn't like dogs, right? And Mouse is particularly fond of cheesy items, right? So she likes pizza and things like that. They have cheese, right? But that's just one of those little things that you have to kind of work in to the story and not bring attention to it. And go, look, she's eating cheese, right?
Very nuanced and subtle.
Yeah.
Like all the other figures from the Where's Waldo book, right? Not Where's Waldo, because your focus is always on Where's Waldo, but like the other figures, like the lady holding a watermelon or something.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So I guess that's the question. Is it important? Does Hellcat need to have like the Hellcat that I know of was also drawn to George Perez. She didn't have any superpowers, but she had these gloves that had these cat claws.
The claws on, yeah.
How practical is that, though?
What's that, Roy?
How practical are gloves with claws on them?
Yeah, like pulling.
Because if you grab something, it's just gonna push it back.
I would say if you're agile and you're like, you jump to like stick on the wall, they're probably pretty practical, right? If you're trying to fight somebody, you don't close your fist, you scratch, right?
Sure.
Talking about Hellcat from Marvel Comics.
Yes.
I actually love her costume design.
Oh, I do too. I love I think they've changed her some, but I love the way George Perez.
Every time they take her back to like the black and yellow, and I think it's fantastic.
I love
They should never get rid of that.
No,
Maybe I'm old. They should never get rid of that.
It's an old idea. Blackhawk.
What does that say? Black what?
Blackhawk, like the DC comic Blackhawks, like the paramilitary group.
Yeah,
they have their own island. It's set. Was it originally set during like World War II and stuff like that, where they went off and did like secret missions, stuff like that the military wouldn't do. It's like
so
DC.
One of my favorite sites, guys, is the cover browser. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the cover browsers. You just type in your favorite your favorite comic and then
nice.
cover browser. Yeah, and literally this is just all the covers of the comics, right? So Hellcat is it on issue 143 or 144? I can never remember exactly which one it is. There she is right there. 144.
There she is, yeah.
Right? That look at that right there. That right here.
That's a great design.
It's beautiful. It's perfect, right? I mean, what more do you want than that?
You need a cat and mouse homage cover to that.
That would be cool. I would dig that.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you got. Speaking of homages, right? So you guys recognize obviously this one right here, right? For Trump's.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That was a Trump's. That was a Trump's homage, and also 150. Oh, I gotta go up one.
Here is the
that one right there.
Animal-based character to ever exist.
Dark Wolf.
Dark Wolf. It's beautiful.
Oh, hold that back up.
Hold it up again. Hold it up again. Yeah. There we go.
R.A. Jones, Butch Burcham.
Yeah.
Roland, I sent you an email. Would you ask R.A. what if this guy's alive?
Oh, about the rights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to remember to do that. My last few emails I sent to RA have all bounced back to me, and I don't know why. So I don't know if he's rejecting my domain or what's going on. I don't know the answer to that.
He won't get off my freaking neck. I just want to write White Devil again.
We're still in the middle of a White Devil story. If we can get Phil Leon to slap some color, we've got all 4 issues of those are drawn. They're right up there. All the original art is. So, but we got to get Phil coloring. I don't know how far along he is on number 2, but we're waiting on him. So, yeah.
I thought he got stuck on a different project for a little bit.
Say again?
I thought he got stuck on a different project for a minute.
Well, I know, like a lot of creative freelancers, he's working on he's juggling, right? He's doing a whole bunch of different things. But yeah, we need him to get back to White Devil. So.
I mean, you kind of have to. Like, if that's what you do is your full-time job and whatnot, you kind of have to juggle jobs.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. All right. So I guess that kind of exhausts my thoughts on animal-based characters. Like I said, we'll get back to. I don't know. We'll talk about plant-based characters in the future, and we'll get some insect-based characters. But look at him going up to that.
I don't have my bracelet, and I lost my patch. I dropped it getting attacked by a cat.
So yeah, I think it's not important that characters have the power of the animals from which they're named, but I think sometimes it's nice to. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Jose.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's the first Spoiler Division.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we're holding steady at $1,080 with 40 backers.
I was just going to pop that up before we got out of here.
An update.
40% or something.
40 backers.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
in one day.
In one day, incredible.
One day. Yep. So hopefully overnight. I will wake up in the morning and we'll have double that. So
yep, everybody from the other side of the world will have caught on.
Right. Well, like the way I try and figure it out, like when we did the Obsolete Kickstarter, is like I'll post sometime during the day about it, or share something Roland did, or just share the from the Facebook link on there, and then try to do it. I tried to do it before I went to bed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, just kind of keep it up there and fresh.
Yeah,
I just did one before I jumped on. I'll probably do another one here.
Yeah, I always try to do it like kind of like you mentioned, Jose, to try to get different time zones. I'm like, okay, well, if I do it now, maybe the folks in the Eastern time zone will see this. If I do it now, maybe folks in the on the West Coast will see it. And if I'm up at 2 a.m., I'm like, if I do it now, maybe people in China will see it.
Yep.
I got that from
the
BJ.
Netherlands and South Korea. So I got to
I
get
think
them.
BJ was the one that was talking about like when you do post your stuff on Instagram and whatnot. Like one of the like
fair.
high times to do is like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I think, of course, she's done, a lot of the research on it, but I think there are, I think Instagram, or is it Buffer? I can't remember. It might be Buffer. Buffer will allow you to select a setting that will say, "Hey, you post it when I'll get the most traffic," and you can let
that's cool.
Buffer schedule your post when it thinks that you'll get the most traffic to it. And I think that's a great selection because then you let the software do it, right? It's like, hey, here's my post. Now you software figure out when the I'm going to get the most engagement in it.
Yeah, fracking algorithms, man.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know that anybody's got those figured out, but I guess that they pay some people to do it. So
I did lose the comic I bought 5 hours ago.
The what's that now?
I lost the comic I bought 5 hours ago. I took a picture and then
It'll turn
up in 20 years.
Right. Any comics I buy usually sits on the bookshelf I have over here.
Your two read stack,
right? When I get a minute, I'll read. I filled further than I want to be, so now they're in a box down here. But all my like as soon as I'm done reading them, I'll gather them up and then I'll stick them and sort them through my long box, which are in my bedroom.
Yeah. Before I got involved with you all, I think I had like 3 comics on my shelf. Now I've got like a whole shelf and 2 boxes, and then a box of my own.
Nice.
That's
nice. Rory, have you discovered the cheap boxes yet?
I'm trying to stay away. I'm trying to stay away.
Why?
We're just going to take up more space. I got to read what I have.
Here's what you do. You find the coverless comic. Dime a piece.
Those are the 50-cent bins.
Yeah.
No covers. Yeah.
This is the dime.
I will tell you the beginning. I think the first 2 issues of my Batman Lonely Place of Dying storyline, which that storyline introduces Tim Drake as Robin.
Yeah.
My first 2 issues have no covers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like they ripped off, and I don't even care. Like this is such a great story. I'm keeping it.
Yeah. And that's what matters, it matters. Like I was talking to somebody, Jose at Olo, I was talking to somebody about the slabs, and I know those are very popular. I know there's a lot of people buy them, but I don't think that if I were to ever buy a slab, I would buy it because it's a book that I want in a condition that I want. But I'm popping that slab open, because
what is a slab?
I would have bought 2, right?
Yeah, but okay, hold on. Stop.
I have 2 comics that I've actually, like, someone slabbed for me of stuff that I've worked on.
Okay.
Right?
What is a slab?
Those I wouldn't bust open.
All right,
those
so hold on.
Up on the wall.
So a slab, Rory, a slab is basically it's a plastic coffin for the comic. A slab is when you take your comic and you send it in.
Oh, like for baseball cards.
Great. Yes. Right.
Yeah,
they're
kind
sealed.
of the same principle.
They're sealed. Okay.
Yeah.
They're sealed and they have a grade on the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone wants to get them in 9.9 or 9.8, right? You could almost never find a 10.0, but you can find old comics and 5.5, 6 point, whatever. But they're completely sealed. You can't open them. So it means that someone has certified them to be in that condition. They've sealed them in that container, and you can then buy them to be guaranteed in that container.
We should certify one of every one of our comics as like perfect mint condition, seal it, and then only have that one.
Even off the printer, they don't end up as a 10.0.
Really?
No, most of them don't. I think I've seen one that's 10.0, and I don't believe it. I think someone paid for that price or that rating, right?
Yeah.
But Yeah, like if you have a book, like what Rory was saying, you get one of every Silverline book slabbed, and then just you can put them up on your wall and defend yourself against oncoming hordes of Turks.
I wouldn't mind that. Okay, that's I wouldn't mind that.
What does it cost to get it done?
It costs a lot, though. That's part of my
I think
problem.
it depends, right? It depends on the book. It depends on whether it's a key.
No,
you know what I mean.
The grading service. I don't, at least to my knowledge, anyway.
It's
the
like
grading service and the slab all cost the same.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my understanding of it.
I know that 2 books that I worked on for Pickle Press, they slabbed the 2 different books I worked on. They slabbed them and sent them to me as a gift.
Cool.
So I thought that was
Did they
pretty
get graded
cool.
also?
Yeah, they got grades on them.
What are they?
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't remember. I had them out because I was showing somebody, but now I don't remember where I put them. I might have put them in the back of my box.
No, what I'm saying is, like, if I were to buy a copy of, let's just say, Avengers 100, right? I would buy that because I want it for me and for my collection. And so if it was in a slab, I would open that slab up so that I could look at it. And you said something about buying 2 copies. Well, number one, I can't afford to buy 2 copies, for something like that.
I mean, that's fair. But why would you buy? So if you bought a graded one, I mean, there's a good chance the graded one is going to cost significantly more than an open one or sleeved one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So why would you pay the money for a slab one just to open it if you can buy one that's sleeved? It's cheaper.
If it's in the same condition, I would probably buy it. But the thing about the thing about a lot of these older comics now is that it's getting harder to find decent quality, and I don't need one in a 9.9, right? I don't need that for my purposes. But it's getting harder to find the decent quality that aren't slabbed.
I need it to
I think in the next decade we'll find
my
quite a few.
hands while I read it. I need it to be just good enough where when I'm reading it, it doesn't fall apart.
Yeah. I don't want it to chip. And I have comics like that you turn the pages and they chip in your hands. Oh crap! There's the corner, right? Pop says grading is and always has been a scam. Sadly, the whole industry brought into it first. There's no way 500 different graders see every flaw into the same degree, and that is kind of a big issue there.
I agree with that. Yeah.
You could show 500 different people the same book, and you're going to get a different grade. Second, a 9.8 wrapped in plastic is somehow worth more than a 9.8 not wrapped in plastic. Yeah,
I mean,
maybe behind museum glass.
But
right. Well, I mean, in that plastic, they're set in there so that they're not moving, right?
They're protected.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can see where it would be worth more because you're paying for it to be sealed up, to be protected. You know what I mean? To withstand posterity in like the years and whatnot. But like Vic was saying, I love feeling my comics and.
Oh yeah, I want to hold them in my hand.
Smelling the moldy newsprint.
What is it Stan Lee said? You guys know what Stan Lee said about comics, right?
Nope.
When he was talking. Someone asked him about digital comics, and he said comics are like boobs. They're nice to look at, but you want to hold them in your hands.
Oh, Stan.
That's nuggets of wisdom right there.
from Stan, yeah. Pop said when they started grading baseball cards, I knew what was coming.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I mean, I see it. I understand it a little bit, but I think those slabs are unfortunately for the people who are buying comics with the idea of investment.
Of investing. Yeah,
and not as fans.
Man, I've
seen the guy.
Oh my God, this is gonna be in a movie.
Yeah.
My cousin, one of my cousins, every time, like, he knew I collected comics, and he's like, "Oh, I love comics too." I was like, "Oh yeah," and we would talk about it. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I've got this, and this." Like, yeah, but these are all beat up. I was like, because I read them.
Yeah.
They sat in my backpack. Everywhere I went, I read them and whatnot. He's like, "Well, yeah. Well, I have number 1 this and number 1 that." I was like, "Do you have number 2?"
Right. Yeah.
No, why would I get number 2?
Or number 3 or number 4?
Because everyone wants number 1.
The story?
Yeah, exactly. And as a writer, that's particularly upsetting to hear. Oh, I
Right?
bought it. I bought it. I put it in a bag and I didn't even read it. What?
Yeah.
As an artist, that is particularly
Yeah.
sad to hear. Like,
Because you want
especially
them
when
to
I
look
have
at
a
the pictures.
I have a friend that's like, oh, I bought this digital comic. This is like, dude, do you hate me? Do you not want to be friends with me anymore?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And it feels
I make
good.
ink
You're not
digitally,
the
I make
cover
color
art.
digitally, but I do it so that we have physical books to
Right.
hold and look and
Yes.
read
Yeah,
and talk
yeah.
about. Like, dude, check this out,
You can't sign his iPad.
right?
Yeah, right.
Like, what
Not
the
from-
heck?
not from
You hurt my soul.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
And it feels good when somebody comes up to you and say, "Hey, when's the next one coming out?"
Yes.
I mean, like Scott and I got some fan email. First one ever. Like, "Hey, we met at Three Rivers in Pittsburgh. When's the next one coming out?" I'm like,
Oh, it's a
"Oh,
great
sweet.
convention.
that was
and
good.
you guys are going again this year, right? When is Three Rivers?
June 3rd, 4th, we'll be there. We'll be there on the 2nd to set up. And
that hurts.
I didn't see Howard's name on there. Speaking of the devil himself, so I don't know if
Oh.
he's going to be there.
Yeah. I don't know either. I don't know the
But I
answer.
saw him in Columbus and did back in December, so that was good.
Three Rivers
Nice.
is such. I
It's a
only
good
went there once.
time.
It was a great convention.
That was Roland's first trip above the Mason
It
Dixon.
was no, not above the Mason Dixon, but it was.
Oh, okay.
It was my first time to Pennsylvania.
Enemy territory.
I
It was,
went to New York a few
Louisiana
times
boy.
when I was with Marvel,
Okay.
and I've been to Chicago Comic Con.
Okay.
Back when it was Chicago Comic Con.
When a Chicago Comic Con, yep.
Yeah.
So
okay,
it didn't
that's
exist during the War of Northern Aggression,
No,
so you hold
it
no
was
will towards Chicago.
Further than the House of Mystery would go. Is that what I'm hearing? Further than the House of
Right.
Mystery would go.
Yeah. I forgot. I have been to Minneapolis one time. I went for a convention up there, but I literally airplane, airport, hotel, airplane, left.
Yeah.
I didn't
Those
see
trips suck.
anything. It was
Whirlwinds.
for a writers convention and not a comic convention.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't see anything other than the
that's not
hotel,
fun.
the convention, and the airport. The airport.
Was
Yeah.
this baby face Roland that I make fun of constantly?
The one with the mullet?
The mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
you
wasn't.
better
It
rock
wasn't
that.
quite that long ago. It was.
Mullet and feathered hair?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, dude,
yeah.
man, my
The
hair
perm?
feathered.
Yeah,
I know. I never had
Growing
a
up,
perm.
my mom would comb my hair and feather it every time, and then as I got
Yes.
older, I grew it out. Now it parts on its own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Did you have a ducktail too?
I did not. I did not.
See, I feathered mine all the way into a ducktail.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't comb my hair like I
No, really.
Really?
on-
No,
gosh.
we wouldn't have guessed that.
Hey, screw you.
I used to have long hair, believe it or not.
It's a personal
Rory just relocated it from the back to the front.
That's right.
Rory
The
doesn't
party,
comb
the
his
party
beard
moved
either.
downstairs.
That's
Okay.
right.
Rory doesn't comb his beard either. He does
Nope.
comb his mustache though.
Yeah, I do constantly. Just because it
Right?
gets into my mouth.
I gotta get a haircut. I had to walk, 8 miles to the comic shop and back.
Yeah.
So
You know,
this
it's
knot
funny.
on my head when it's
Maybe
hot
makes it easier.
outside is pain.
Vic, there will come a day when your hair, the look of your hair, is less important than the convenience of it. Because I used to spend so much time on my hair because I wanted it to look immaculate, right? With the,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, the mullets were in, but I had the
Yeah.
feathers and the
Yeah, that
ducktail
cool-
and the mouth
just
and the
think about
mullet.
it.
And
The 90s
now it's
came
just
around
like,
with the spiky hair and frosted tips. And
yeah. And now I just like, nah, just cut
I
it.
know
don't-
Jose had that.
I don't have time to deal with it.
Yeah. So, not the frosted tips, but so I've actually had gray hair since I was 8, right?
Wow.
And it's obviously not as much as it is now, but I've had gray hair like this streak for 8 years.
So Rogaine is wrong.
Since I was 8, right?
So Rogaine
And-
always like no play from Mr. Gray, but Jose
I
shows is
get
different.
gray
No,
hair randomly.
But because of that, I used to dye my hair like dark burgundy, so my hair would be black, except for when I went outside, it was like blood red
Oh, yeah.
because when the sun hit it, and then I would dye it blue. So
Nice.
yeah, I have
Blue.
pictures. I gotta find them. So when I dyed my hair blue, I had them put the Amelia Earhart helmet on, and they pull your hair through it. You know, when they do highlights, and they bleach
Oh
my
my
hair, and they're like,
gosh.
we need to bleach your hair again. It's like, and they're
You
like,
look
oh,
like
we
a
have supposed to leave
superhero
it in for
then.
like 20 minutes. I'm like, dude, leave it in for like 30, 40 minutes. You're gonna need it, I assure you. And yeah, so
I used to
then
have
when they dyed my hair blue, it was all dark blue, except for my gray hairs were brighter blue than the blue that I
Yes.
got dyed for.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then
Pictures.
during COVID, I'll find them. I will find
Okay.
them. But during COVID, when I was at art school, COVID started at the there sort of like or at the beginning of our Christmas break. You know, they're like, oh, don't come back because of COVID. And then the entire time we were up there, like I went the entire time without cutting my hair, and my hair came down to like here, and like it was like just big and bushy. I have pictures of that.
I need to see
I remember we
those.
were doing an Easter egg hunt, and my hair was just like way like out here, like long, and I was like 300 pounds and whatnot. Like I gained a ton of weight when I was in school.
Wow.
Yeah, I lost a ton of it when I came back home to Florida, and
Stop
now
eating
I start combing my hair back now. Now it just like slips back.
Jose, you
But
got
yeah,
any
like,
for someone trying to go to the Hubert school?
do I have any what?
You're a QB, right?
Yes, sir.
You got any advice for someone wanting to get into the school?
Apply.
Yeah, apply, put the work in. What's going to
Everything done on
happen
the
is
forend.
they're going to ask you to send a portfolio. You don't want to do just pinup pieces. If you have sequential art, then you definitely want to send that in.
I
But
can
they'll look
verify
at
that Vic is working on sequential art.
excellent.
Excellent.
Yes.
But that's what they want to see. They want to see that you can feasibly tell a story. Also, if and when you get accepted in, know that they're going to spend the first year tearing you apart. Like they're like everything I went in there thinking, oh, I know how to do this, I know how to do that, and they're like, no, you don't. And I'm like,
If you
oh,
have to do the musculature, you get a letter grade knock every like minor inconsistency from the real musculature.
so not in any of my other classes, but every year you take a figure drawing class every year, right? And it's funny because I never took a figure drawing class before, and I always wanted to. So I was like, this is gonna be so awesome until the lady dropped her clothes, and then I'm like this. Like I was so like I'm a very conservative guy, so like that the concept of, oh my god, like where was the warning? All of a sudden she's naked, right? And by my third year,
There's a difference. You can appreciate beauty in its natural form,
right?
Listen,
And I do, but like, I mean, I didn't want to make eye contact. What if she thought I was creeping on her? Like, I'm not. I promise. Like,
It would've been nice to have that warning.
I'd be more comfortable with something like that with like pasties and covering it.
No.
Yeah, but either way, it'd be nice to have some warning, right?
Right. When my first figure drawing class, like I barely had a couple lines on my paper because I kept like trying to like look quickly and then look away, right? It was garbage. But by the third year, like you're just like, and I figure drawings didn't come out better, but by that point, you're not really looking at their face and whatnot. You're looking at the shapes that they're making,
right?
You know what I mean? And going from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't
that was
say
interesting.
something like that about Howard bringing the models into the Malibu offices? Shaken.
That was Jerry Bingham, I think.
Oh.
That brought models in, but I wasn't part of that. I didn't.
Tomato.
What's that?
That's a joke. That is a joke. They both worked at first for a little bit.
Yeah.
Jose.
There is no way that's you.
Yeah, I've heard about the models at the Malibu offices, but I never saw them. So I cannot address that because I do not know.
But yeah, so like my biggest advice is to soak everything in. Like don't go in there with the idea that you know what you're talking about at all. Go in there, and I was the oldest person in my class, right? think I started school there when I was 40, and everyone else like there's some 18 years old, 19-year-old, 20-something-year-olds and whatnot, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. This is my style." And even my teacher, like they were telling Roland this. One of the guys was like he was drawing siding on the side of a house and a motorcycle because it represented his dad and the house that they lived in and stuff like that, which was really sweet. But he used no ruler whatsoever for anything, perspective, anything, right? It was just a bunch of like wavy lines. And when our teacher's like, "Why did you just do this in class before it started, or like why is this?" I was like, "No, I did this at home."
Yeah.
Why didn't you use a ruler? It's like, "Oh, I don't use rulers. Rulers are not my style, or that's just my style."
That's
Like,
just
my style. If I hear my
yeah,
style,
we're just like,
it's-
"Oh, dude,
And
no."
pro tip: learn to
don't
draw
use a
in
ru-
other styles.
Yes.
I
Don't
don't
get hemmed into
ruler,
one.
I use a literal paint stick because it's longer and can go all the way
Look.
across my bristle.
I have this at my desk, right? I have a bigger ruler. I have freaking.
Bigger.
If I can get them off my bookshelf,
You know what I have?
all
A
within
whiteboard's
reach
like
of
a
them.
erased.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually have that taped to my drafting table. So I have two. I have one drafting table behind me,
Ooh.
and that one is like if I have work to do, but my wife kind of wants to watch a show with me, I can sit
Yeah.
back there and like lean over and watch while I'm working, right? Because
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah, I want to build
still
one.
wants
My
to leave the
drafting
vicinity,
table.
right?
I got the
Yeah.
random crap that Rich cussed me out about. Long
What is
story.
that?
My anatomy was bad, and Rich just went on a
Oh.
tirade about
Okay.
it.
Hey
that's
Vic, have you
so
ever heard of
tough,
A haircut?
no, Jose,
Go,
help
like,
me out.
throwing
22
axe
panels
or
that always
something.
work. Wally
Wally
Wood's
Wood.
22 panels that always work.
Hollywood's. Yep,
What is this?
Yeah,
I had
watched
that
one
taped
of
to
those,
my wall.
Yeah.
Right?
Have you ever heard of that, Vic?
Yeah. I
Yes?
got
Okay.
Called Wally
one
Wood?
out.
Yeah,
Hollywood's was it
22
20 or
panels.
25 panels? Yeah, 22 panels.
22
that always
panels that
work.
always work.
Ah,
Yeah.
You got the close up on the eyes.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's
So the
got
cool
up
thing
close,
about
it's
that
got far
is-
away, it's got angled, up view. Like
Yeah.
it's a bunch.
It doesn't really do
spreadsheet.
anything for the storytelling. It's just to keep the reader from getting
No.
bored. Well,
No, it has design wise. That is to you use
Yeah.
that as inspiration to know, but you still have to use design when you do your paneling because you want there to be a flow to
Yeah.
it, right? You want them to read left to right, down and across. And you can break the rules on certain things. Like I know in class, Lee Weeks told us he brought in this page of Daredevil that he did, right? And he had like 4 or 5 panels all on the left side, up and down, and then Daredevil is the only figure on the right. And that is an like if you ask anybody, that's an absolute like comic book no, right? But the way he did the story in those panels and the way they progressed led to that one figure. It actually worked. Like there's always exceptions to the rules, but like you definitely want to like know at least bare minimum of design. You know what I mean? Even like a bit of graphic design when it comes to doing comics, is you want to know your flow.
So here's
Yes.
the cool thing about this, right? So you'll know this was titled 22 Frames That Always Work. Now, what this is a video, a film school took Wally Wood's 22 panels and they turned it into, watch this. Well, hold on. They turned it into film.
Nice.
So
interesting angles,
that's
but you don't
cool.
always see those in film.
You do, you just don't realize you do.
Like that third one, that like behind
Oh,
her head.
dude, you see that all the time. That third
Really?
one? Yeah, every TV show you watch uses it. Oh, can y'all hear the video?
No.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it's only half of the screen.
Really, that one right there? I don't see
Yeah,
that.
dude, you see that at every TV show you watch.
Yep.
It's just
It may not be up that close. It may be
Oh, no.
stretched out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Talking
yeah,
about like that.
yeah. That's just
I can see that as a mid shot with more background in it.
Yeah, so really this is just called a two-shot, right? So you've got a figure in the foreground that's back is to you, and then a figure in the middle or background whose front is to you, right? So yeah, it doesn't have to be this exact depth for your camera. It's just the actual way that it's set up. But yeah,
if we're talking film, I have to throw in when in doubt montage, because that would always flip my film professor out. People like, no, you can't. Like, yeah, why not?
When in doubt, black it out have been something I've had to unlearn because
don't do that.
Yeah,
find a creative way around.
McFarlane, screw you. You ruined my early work.
Redo it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm redo. It's the third time I've done this one book. Granted, I wrote it as an edgy 14-year-old.
All right, y'all. My clock tells me that we have used our time today. We are still standing at 40 backers and $1,080. So all of you folks out there who are listening, you must have already backed because none of you backed while we were live. So if you're listening, get over there and back. You can get if you're like, man, I got no money. Check this out. There's a digital version that you can get for $5, and surely you can back for $5 because that's a McBurger, right? You can give up a McBurger this week and then back digital, right? So you get either of them. You can get digitally. Of course, the better deal is if you get both of them digitally, right? Where's that here?
We put a level on, like, spend $2,000, Jose will be your boyfriend for a day,
right?
Take you out to dinner, something nice, laugh at all your jokes.
$2,000. You get a great places to go out to beard.
So all right, so let's see here. Rory, you're going to be on tomorrow night with the Whammers, right?
That's the plan, as long as my brewing class doesn't run late.
What are you guys talking about tomorrow night?
Brewing class.
Brewing class. Hey, you know what? College is important. All right, folks.
It's going to be really steamy.
It's science. There's a lot of physics and biology and chemistry.
We saw the class last week. I was watching the stream
That's
last
right.
week.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Hey, everybody, you want to be internet famous?
What are you guys talking about tomorrow night, Rory?
No, we're talking about nonstop Steam talk. Roll that beautiful Steam.
Nonstop Steam. Excellent. Well, I am looking very much forward to that. I'll be on with the Sunday group this coming Sunday, and we're gonna our topic for this week is what it's like to be Pete.
Being British. Yeah.
Ask if he hears
what it's like to be Pete.
What is
Fingers
like to be
and mash.
Yeah, I suggested that to Pete. He went,
everything is crisp.
As in me, and I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, I guess I can talk about that.
Everything is a biscuit.
You need to bring his wife on,
except for Tanya's awesome. Tanya's awesome.
With special.
I'm not sure she'd be willing to get up that late at night.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right?
To talk about it.
But
Jose,
you
might drop some feelers out, see if she'd be willing to do that. I would be happy to send her a link.
That'd be worth it.
I would love that, Jose. If you, because Pete's
him.
not listening to us right now.
No,
I would love for you to try to raise that, Jose.
Yeah.
That's your task. Okay. And next week, Tim is still on vacation, so I'll be back with you again. Roy, you're welcome to join us if you're not in class. Next week, guess what, guys? Guess what we're talking about?
What are we talking about?
What's that?
Plant-based heroes.
Swamp Thing. Vegan-based heroes.
I have several already. Like just now.
I gotta come up with some ideas. Tim comes up with these great titles and everything. I was looking at one the other day, and he's got a term. I just got it ready for the podcast. We do the audio podcast, and it's a brain bullets. How to do thoughts in comic books. I'm like, man,
that's good.
It is good. That's such a brain bullets. Who the heck ever thought of that?
It's a simple idea, but it's got a deep thought behind it.
Right?
There's a practicality to it. There's an art to it.
So we're, and I already know what we're going to talk about my final week, but I'm not telling you guys this week. So it's equally inventive. It's not bugs, but I'll consider changing it because of that very
Animal,
reason.
vegetable, and mineral,
everything,
man.
so.
That's what you need to talk about next.
I am the very man.
Rory, you got a show coming up? You got any shows coming up?
The next show will be June 3rd, 4th through Three Rivers Comic Con. We'll be putting stuff up on our socials about it. You can find us at Instagram at Steam Patriots. We're also on the Facebook and Twitter.
Excellent. Very good. Jose, where's your next show? I had fun doing Olo with you, man. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Free Comic Day. I'm doing
May 6th.
Yeah, I'm one of the feature artists for our libraries having Free Comic Day. They're having like a mini convention there. Yes.
Sweet.
Feature artist. That means I can talk about stuff. Talk about what I do.
Very cool. I too will be at Coliseum of Comics for Free Comic Book Day. I should also note that Free Comic Book Day also happens to be the wedding of our very own John Medic. John
my!
John and Amy.
Wait, did he plan it?
He
Did
planned
he plan
it
it
that way.
so everyone will read comics to him?
He planned it that way.
Right?
That way, everyone is celebrating his wedding.
That's right.
Has anybody got an invitation yet?
Say again?
Has anyone got an invitation yet, or are we just going to crash it?
Just crash it.
All right,
just go.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Just go. You know what? I'm not sure. I did get a registry thing for them.
Okay.
I'm not sure how they're doing. How they're with all the stuff that's kind of going on with Amy.
Yeah.
I'm not qualified to speak as to what they're going to do. So
I mean, we could party without them. It's okay.
That's true. That's true.
We can celebrate them without them being there.
A wedding like whole reception thing, and him not be there.
They're not there.
Them not be there
Yeah.
We bring in a professional
Sniper and Rook everywhere, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Have professional photos taken all over, and then post it the next day. It'll be like, what the hell?
Vic, where can people find you online if they want to see? Hey, what's this? What pops call you? Tadpole. What's this tadpole? Where can I
Vic,
see
is your
Tadpole?
I call
Instagram
myself
at
the future.
MopTop101?
Thank you very much.
The future. Where can they find you, Vic?
Penciling Kid on TikTok. Some variation of nerd people forget on pretty much everywhere else. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube's Victory. Random live streams, they don't really go well, as Roland seen when he popped in.
I went
just like
for your birthday, yeah.
I'm like frantically showing crap off because I don't know how to entertain people.
Like Ricky Bobby, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be drawing, right?
Over the shoulder. Over the
I'll
shoulder.
be at my local shop for Free Comic Book Day most likely, but I'm not going to dox myself.
Okay. So, all right then. So
we're still on for September, right? September is still the Silverline Show, right? That's
Yep. That was Daytona Beach was mentioned in the beginning as we shout out to our sponsors. I'm actually going to play our Kickstarter video before we have our stream ending video. So you guys pay attention.
Cracks me up every time.
We're going to have a Kickstarter video, and then we're going to end. And until then, you guys remember what to do always to make mine Silverline. Good night, everybody. Hi, and welcome to the Kickstarter. I am Roland Mann, and I'm the chief cook and bottle washer at Silverline Comics, a genre-spanning independent comic and graphic novel publisher, and I'm here to tell you about.
Sorry, Roland. We're taking over on this one. It is time to announce the next Kickstarter campaign by Silverline Comics with a continuation of two of the stories you've all been waiting for, Steam Patriots #2 and
Beyond the Stars #2 of 6 by Ron Fournier.
Tell us about it.
All right. Beyond the Stars is a story that follows a team of science warriors that help the All-Mother in an intergalactic battle to save mankind. Scott, tell me about Steam Patriots number 2.
Steam Patriots is a continuation of Felix Ward's story where steampunk meets the American Revolution. If you read his adventure in number 1, you wondered what's going to happen next? Well, here's your chance.
You're going to love it. They're going to love it. I'm telling you, they're going to love it.
I'm April Hunter. Make mine Silverline.
All right.